to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is WNEP TV 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Harch, Jack Ruland in SciCam 16, meteorologist Tom Clark with his backyard forecast, and Tim Carlson Sports. This is Newswatch 16.
Our state is starting a new program to help the elderly see clearly. Last night on the update, we told you about the free eye care being offered to elderly Pennsylvanians to catch diseases before they cause blindness. More than 300 eye doctors are taking part. Newswatch 16's Bob Costantini talked with one of them today in Schuylkill County.
The doctors would say some of these senior citizens in Tamaqua should have their eyes examined. How many of you have been to see the eye doctor within the past 3 years?
Me.
You have?
I have.
Have you?
Yes, sir.
How long has it been, do you think?
5 years, 6 years.
Okay. And you?
7.
The reason 3 of the 6 people here give for not seeing an eye doctor in the past 3 years is that they don't know one to visit. They should dial 1-800-222-EYES. The American Academy of Ophthalmologists has set up a toll-free number nationwide to hook up the elderly with doctors like William LeMasters. Local people 65 and older who haven't seen an ophthalmologist in more than 3 years may be referred to LeMasters, who practices in the Sunbury, Copemont, and Tamaqua areas.
If they have no insurance, the care will be provided for free. If they have Medicare, which is expected, about 90% of these persons will have the co-payment and deductible will be dropped.
The nationwide program is expected to save thousands of dollars in medical bills for elderly patients who might otherwise not see an eye doctor until they have a major eye problem.
I suppose most people would take advantage of it.
Bob Costantini, Newswatch 16, Tamaqua.
Next, the Weather Watch with Tom Clark.
And Tom, thanks for your advice. We covered up the tomato plant, and it was a good thing we did.
You betcha. Very cold last night. Kind of feels like autumn out there.
Yeah.
But a change is coming, and I'll talk about that when we come back. You're watching Newswatch 16 on WNEP TV, and we're proud to serve Hazleton and all of Luzerne County.
Enterprise Aluminum Products. We understand the needs of contractors, do-it-yourselfers, and homeowners everywhere. We're your primary resource for major home improvement needs. For instance, consider seamless guttering, soffit and fascia material, windows, doors, and casing, shutters, and of course siding. Enterprise Aluminum in Wilkes-Barre, enhancing the quality of your life, increasing the value of your home. Call 825-2725.
Every time I drive this road, I wish I had a horse car. Nothing really fancy. Small and red. And fast. But since I started back to school with the tuition and the books, I have to watch what I spend. I buying Kelly tires for my car. What a great deal. Okay, so economy wasn't all I got. Who's complaining?
Kelly, a good deal on a great tire.
School's almost out for the summer. We have one indication of that tonight. Our last Newswatch 16 News Game winner for this school year. These winners belong to an American Cultures class at Scranton Tech. This is the 3rd time they've won this school year by answering most of the current events questions correctly. Their teacher, whose Scranton Tech classes have won 8 times this year, is George Dewey. Congratulations. 2nd place this week goes to Pittston Area High School, and we hope all schools and classes enjoyed our weekly current events quizzes, and we'll hope to see you again next year.
Well, we hope the summer weather returns to these kids when they get out of school.
Yeah,
Right, John?
let's get back to spring, first of all. Just an incredible day today, folks. Just the most comfortable day that I can remember. And there's not a cloud in the sky out and back now. Let's look at some of our temperature reports from across the area. We begin in Pike County, where Marjorie Lake checks in with 66 in Greeley. Bob Rosina in Carverton would like you to know it's 63 in his backyard. And Ray Gare in Towie reports 66. They had 35 there last night with no frost, but my weather watcher Pat Arcaro in Lopez checked in with 22 this morning with a heavy frost up there. Now, in our backyard now, it is perfectly clear. Just a beautiful evening, 64 degrees. Look at that humidity. Very low, 22%. The wind southwest at 9, and the barometer is holding at 30.24. The range in temps here today, 68. And check it out. Yes, 35. A new record for the date. broke the old record of 40 set way back in 1929. But 35, I'd say that was shattered. 74 and 55 was the range a year ago, the record high 99. And there's a lovely view today from over Luzerne County. Just a beautiful sun-filled afternoon across northeastern and central Pennsylvania. Got a satellite view. You can see the clear Canadian air over the northeastern part of the country. But I'm tracking a cold front now, dipping down out of southern Canada. And out ahead of it, the wind will be coming in from the southwest, and that will bring some of that moisture in from the Midwest. And so, as that front moves closer, the risk for showers will develop here on Thursday. Then the front will move on through and even generate probably some more showers for later in the week. So that's some good news for everybody who's been busy watering their lawns and gardens lately. Overnight tonight, not quite as cold as last night, but just a beautiful star-filled sky overhead. Scattered frost is possible, but I don't expect it to be as widespread as it was last night. Monroe's 41 the low. Einen, 39 tonight. Mifflinville, 42 degrees. A strawberry farmer called me from Mifflinville this morning. 23 there at their place. 43 in Allentown and 43 in State College overnight tonight. And that breeze will be very light coming in out of the southeast, and it'll be very light. Here's the sunrise time for tomorrow morning. And the day's getting longer now, 5:32, and your sunset for tomorrow evening is at 8:32. Clear tonight, 43. That will not be a record, which is 40. 76 tomorrow, partly cloudy skies. Some showers arriving on Thursday, maybe a thunderstorm, and then cloudy into Saturday, more showers possible. Okay, we'll see you later.
Okay, Tom, thank you.
Thanks, Tom. The Sports Watch is next with Tim Carlson and the latest from the state high school softball and baseball playoffs.
Plus, a look at the big games at the French Open, winning quarterfinal matches. Well, the French Open continues. Who are the winners?
Well, the big guns are still hanging in there, Nolan. As a matter of fact, they were all winners again today at the French Open in Paris. Americans Johannes and Martina Navratilova, and Czechoslovakian Yvonne Lendl and Helena Sekova all moved into the singles semifinals. Let's take a look at it right now. Martina had some trouble in her quarterfinal match with fellow American Kathy Rinaldi. Navratilova reaching the semis for the third straight year and the fourth in the last five. She had to come from behind to win the first set. Struggled in the second, but eventually won 7-5, 7-4. Johan Kriek won his exhausting match with 12-seeded Guillermo Vilas. Kriek and Vilas played for almost 4 hours, with Johan getting the win 3-6, 7-6, 7-6, 7-6. And the men's top seed, Yvonne Lendl, had to come from behind to defeat Andres Gomez of Ecuador. Lendl losing the first set 6-7, but then running Gomez down to take the second set 7-6, and the last two 6-love, 6-love. Lendl and Kriek will meet in the semis, which are on Thursday. A busy afternoon for high school baseball and softball playoffs. No less than 17 area teams involved in those games. Albie Oxen Riders in Williamsport for the game between Scranton Prep and defending state AAA champion Montoursville. Albie tells me the game is over, and the final was 9-2 Montoursville defeating Scranton Prep. We'll have a full report on that game coming up on the update. At Artillery Park in Kingston, a AA quarterfinal game going on right now between Hanover and East Pennsboro. We have some early highlights. Bottom of the first, East Pennsboro up 5-0, but Hanover comes back. Mike Kolbicka nails his two-run homer to left. It's 5-2 after one. East Pennsboro back for more on the top of the second. Sean Hunt misplayed by Hanover shortstop. 2 runs come in, and it's 8-2 East Pennsboro. Hanover back in the bottom of the inning. Joe Rapetsky with the single. It'll score 2 runs to make it 9-4 East Pennsboro. Right now, it's 15-11 East Pennsboro in the 5th inning. And, of course, all the scores and more highlights on the remainder of today's state baseball and softball playoff games on the Sports Watch at 11. The Streaking Phil's going for win number 8 in a row tonight against Fernando Valenzuela and the Dodgers at the Vet. It'll be interesting to see if the Phils can keep up the hitting barrage of the past 2 nights when they scored 29 runs on 36 hits. And, of course, all the scores and highlights of those games and the Mets and the Yankees coming up on the
Okay.
See you later. Good. Thanks, Tim.
Well, thanks, Tim. And we'll travel down the Pennsylvania Road next with Mike Stevens.
Tonight, Mike takes a look at the promise of spring.
Canada, where the taste of Black Label was born. Now brewed here in America. Enjoy Black Label. Great Canadian heritage at a great American price.
Sun comes from different places. It's a beautiful morning to a wonderful day. Things to see, things to do, place to be, there's lots for you. Everyone's happy, everyone's glad. So many things to see and do, good times to be had. So many things to see and do, yeah. Thursday Park.
Captain Black, America's #1 pipe tobacco, for many reasons.
Finally tonight, although it's felt like summer off and on over the past couple of weeks, summer doesn't officially arrive until later this month. Yes, we're in that wonderful season called spring. Mike Stevens and photographer Steve Smallwood give us a good look at the changing times on the Pennsylvania road.
There's no set time for it, but one day you notice the clouds don't seem as threatening. The air is a bit warmer, and what falls from the sky is not snow, but rain. That day you know winter is gone. Spring has eased its way in. The water that spring spreads around does some wonderful things. It brings with it a promise that the worst is behind us, that what we have earned by making it through winter is about to be delivered. I have seen spring come and go now some 40 times, and I must tell you, I am always amazed at what happens. How is it that Mother Nature can be so bitter one moment and so pleasant the next? But she is. And so, little by little, she tallies up our just due, adding a little something here, a splash of color there, a little life on what used to be lifeless ground. About this time of year, old Mother Nature makes her last entry in the ledger. Just turn the page, and it's summer. Spring. It's done just fine by us this year. I'm Mike Stevens, Newswatch 16, on the Pennsylvania Road.
How pretty.
Beautiful.
Our area looks nice no matter what the season.
It sure does, regardless. Thank goodness there are 4 seasons.
Yes, and that is Newswatch 16 for this Tuesday.
Be sure to join us tonight on the update. We'll be having the latest on that investigation into today's chase.
Plus, the Pocono businessman who wants to mix chocolate with alcohol to cook up some new jobs.
World News Tonight is next for the team. Thank you for joining us.
Enjoy your evening.